All right, we're live on um, Instagram. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Periscope, and we're also live on YouTube at this time. So you can join us on any of these platforms: YouTube, Periscope, Facebook, or Instagram. I'm going to play the intro, then we're going to get started. This is like it is. The original show was with myself and Dale Castro Powell. I mean, the original show was with myself and my wife, and then Dale Castro Powell and myself took it over. So the intro will have my wife in it, but we're getting ready. Like it is, and not like it was. Tell me like is, and not like it was. Tell me like it is. Leaves of me out of Manning, South Carolina. Sincerely thanking everyone. I want to say this. I haven't been on for some time now because FTC, that's Farmers Telephone, they have been giving me the runaround on fixing my internet service. They come out and they do something. They say it's working, and I'm telling them it's not working. They say it's working. Now I'm asking them to bring me a new box. They won't bring the box. So, what if this feed is jumping or skipping or popping? I apologize beforehand because my feed, my internet just jumps offline and jump back online. I don't, when you're paying good money for something, I know they would be here quick to turn it off and if you weren't paying for it, but when you're paying good money for something, you expect good service. You pay for car insurance all your life and you may never have a wreck, but when you have one, you want good service. It's just that simple. So I want to get started today. I want to play something real quick. I was talking with my son, one of my sons, Kwame, the other night. Me and him had a real good conversation, kind of heated here and there, but very good conversation. And in the midst of the conversation, I lost my thoughts because I began to realize that what I was saying was obsolete, that what I was saying didn't even really pertain to him or the young people's point of view anymore. I'm at a point where, and many of us are at a point where we our foresight shows us things that depending upon your ability to study, your ability to see, you just won't see it. So when I'm talking, it's almost like I'm talking to myself or I'm over exaggerating or I'm just a nut. And that's how Jesus Christ felt. Not that I'm likening myself to Christ, but we're all God's children of the Most High God. We have those qualities within us. And I begin to realize I'm just too still. After almost 35 years, the people still aren't ready. They're not ready to get anything other than what they have always and already are getting. They don't want to change in religious belief, even though you can prove over and over again how we were tricked into believing the way we believe. They don't want to change in societal rules. They don't want to change in anything, uh, with the exception of when someone comes with a truth that says we must change, and then that person becomes the bad guy. So, as a Muslim and as a Christian, I find that many people hate Islam, mostly Christians, because they don't know why. You don't study it. We're not talking about Islam from the Shiite and the other Muslims over in the East now. They're as confused as everyone else. We're talking about Islam as taught to the black man in America. Rather it's 5%, rather it's the Nation of Islam, rather it's the gods in the earth, rather it's just insightful knowledge. There's something beyond what we have been given. But if you don't want to study it and you want to be right based on your belief, then a man could tell you, I was down and out. I was a drug addict. I was nobody. I stayed in and out of jail, and Islam saved me. You hear that, but you will still tell them, well, if you ain't saved and sanctified by Jesus Christ, you still going to hell. Whereas that same person who said that, uh, um, a uh, a person could come off the street, a rapist, a murderer, two, three, four times over, still thinking about murdering, drug addict, and they say, I confess that I believe in Jesus Christ, and you forgive them. But who are you? Who am I to say whether a person believes or don't believe? Your works dictate who and what you are. Your works, not your words, your works. So I don't discriminate from, I don't know what you've been through, and you don't know what I've been through. So be very cautious with that. Now we got several topics we want to go into today. I want to play a clip from you of something from the Twilight Zone. I might get flagged on Facebook. I might get flagged on YouTube. But the obsolete man, we are taught in Islam that Jesus Christ was too early. Jesus Christ and the teachings he was teaching was so early that every time he brought the knowledge of God to the people, they got angry with him. And he knew that they were going to get so angry with him that eventually they would want to kill him. And today, when you tell these young folks and some of the ignorant old folks that we must change our views and switch our energy into ourselves, they want to attack you. They want to hurt you. It's like thinking that because Donald Trump was ousted and Joe Biden was elected, that something was going to change, but nothing has changed. But those same people who voted for Biden, you don't hear nothing from them right now. They're still attacking Trump. You don't hear nothing from them about Barack Obama. And we're going to talk about him and his role in a minute. So I'm going to be on for about an hour. I want to play this clip real quick. If they flag me, I apologize. I hope it doesn't pop, jump, and skip. I see people are popping on and popping off. That's very unfortunate. And I want to show you what organizational skills can do for an organization when you organize. There are people who talk and there are people who do. I'd rather be with the people who do. We have to understand that there is an upper echelon that doesn't need our help. They capitalize off of our ignorance. They take all of our money. They design clothes that cost $1 and sell it to us for $1,000 and we pay it. Those people don't need our help. So anything that they do will be a success because they work together and they understand business and marketing. Then you have another group, the school teachers, the church group. They call themselves the middle class. They can also work together and make things happen almost immediately because the unified effort of those who are executing a particular thing proves to be successful. And then you have those of us, and I put myself in the category of the grassroots. The grassroots are the ones with the money, with the power, and with the people, but are so defragmented and disorganized that we will never be able to do anything of value. And I'm going to prove that to you in a minute. But first, I want to play this clip, The Obsolete Man. I think it's about 2 minutes long. Let's go into that. Because when I was talking to my son, it dawned on me that I was obsolete, that what I'm saying, although it's true, it's not relevant to the time because you don't have foresight. You're not going to see what's down the road. You think I'm making money today, I'm going to always make money. You don't even see that person behind you that's going to take the little money you're making. They're going to take it because they're going to bring a better product, a faster product. And plus the people who are supplying you, the people who are buying from you don't even like you. So they want to see you fall. See that even if you help them every day of their life, the minute they get away from you, they're going to leave you because they don't like you to start with. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to leave you, go somewhere else. Now, if they get into a pickle, if they get into trouble, they're going to come back to you because they know you soft. You'll be there to help them out of a situation thinking you buying friendship. You can't buy friendship. You can't buy loyalty. And I'm hearing these rappers now with this drill music saying, I kill my cousin. I kill my daddy. I kill my mama. These Negroes aren't loyal to anything. Why Jesus Christ never connected with a lot of people? Why Jamil Salib and many others don't connect with a lot of people? Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us that a person can turn devil overnight. If you leave one of our study groups or one of our events, when you come in, you're searched. If you go outside to your car, when you come back, you're getting searched. Because in the amount of time it took you to go to your car, the devil already entered your mind and made you say, kill all them niggas, kill all of them. So we search, we keep an eye out. And that's how I train for my home, my community. I keep an eye out in my community. I keep an eye out for suspicious cars, suspicious people, suspicious sounds. That's security. So let's go into this real quick, and then we're going to get into the topics. We got some heavy ones today. These are all topics that people were DMing me about, instant messaging me about. A lot of women are getting very perturbed, if that's such a word. I hope I'm using it in the right context, about catching their husbands and boyfriends watching pornography. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But first, let's check this out. This is the Obsolete Man. Now, here we go. Okay, I'm going to play this. On Instagram, you just hear the sound.
You walk into this room at your own risk, because it leads to the future. Not a future that will be, but one that might be. This is not a new world. It is simply an extension of what began in the old one. It has patterned itself after every dictator who has ever planted the ripping imprint of a boot on the pages of history since the beginning of time. It has refinements, technological advances, and a more sophisticated approach to the destruction of human freedom. But like every one of the super states that preceded it, it has one iron rule. Logic is an enemy and truth is a menace. This is Mr. Romney Wordsworth in his last 48 hours on Earth. He's a citizen of the state, but will soon have to be eliminated because he is built out of flesh and because he has a mind.
You've been under investigation, Mr. Wordsworth, for the mandatory period of 1 year and 11 months. You're found to be obsolete. The purpose of this hearing is to make a finding in the matter and make a sentence accordingly. Do you understand that, Mr. Wordsworth? Your occupation, Mr. Wordsworth?
A librarian.
A librarian. Having to do with books.
Yes, sir. Books.
Since there are no more books, Mr. Wordsworth, there are no more libraries. The field investigators in your sector have classified you as obsolete. Your rights are as follows, Mr. Wordsworth. You are to be liquidated within a period of 48 hours. You are obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
A lie. No man is obsolete.
You have no function, Mr. Wordsworth. You're an anachronism, like a ghost from another time.
I am nothing more than a reminder to you that you cannot destroy truth by burning pages.
You're a bug, Mr. Wordsworth, a crawling insect, an ugly, misformed little creature who has no purpose here, no meaning.
I am a human being.
Delusions, Mr. Wordsworth. Delusions that you inject into your veins with printer's ink. The narcotics that you call literature, poetry, essays of all kind, all of it an opiate. You have nothing but spindly limbs and a dream, and the state has no use for your kind.
I don't care. I tell you, I don't care. I'm a human being. I exist. And if I speak one thought aloud, that thought lives, even after I'm shoveled into my grave.
The Chancellor, the late Chancellor, was only partly correct. He was obsolete. But so is the state, the entity he worshipped. Any state, any entity, any ideology that fails to recognize the worth, the dignity, the rights of man, that state is obsolete.
That was a clip from the Twilight Zone, the Obsolete Man, where knowledge, books, and anything of that nature are all of a sudden obsolete. They're not necessary. We're in that era right now. Rod Sterling was a genius when he wrote his Twilight Zone segments, because they were talking about a future time and how things would be. He and many others were that way. So when we're talking about the obsolete man, parents are becoming obsolete. And the way parents became obsolete is through things that we thought were harmless. Sesame Street, Nickelodeon, cartoons, all of these things, all of these shows that showed the parent being naive and buffoon and the children outsmarting the parents. And then to capture the child at the age of a 1 year old, younger than that, all the way up to 7, whatever a child is, a black child in particular, a black male in particular, at the age of 7, is the attitude and mindset that they're going to carry on to the age of 14. And if we don't catch them by the age of 14, from 14 to 21 will be the most difficult struggle of their life. This is all in the mathematical codes of the universal law of God, if you could understand it, in the Akashic record, if you understand it. But if you don't understand it and you just take this book and just read it verbatim, then you get lost in the fantasy of the book and not the mystical lessons written in the book to educate the people to the knowledge of the times. So when you hear most of your ministers, they talk about this book from a past tense, but this is a present book. This is a now book. And we're writing a new book as we speak, but the literature we're writing in the new book is worse than what's in this book. Adam and Eve were kicked out and they never were allowed back in. And at the end of the book, in the book of Revelations, everything had to be destroyed because everyone was going along with their own desires, their own ideas of what they feel life should be. And they didn't want to hear anyone who had a different idea, a different viewpoint from what they thought, no matter if you were a good person or not. The audacity of any religious, so-called religious person to tell you if you ain't saved and sanctified according to their rules and the rules they got from another human being, that you're not going to heaven. That's a dangerous thing to say in this day and time, because you don't know what a person has been through, nor do you care what they've been through. Your only concern is to get more people to follow your view because you don't even believe in what you say. And your belief system is built behind the buildings that you have and the people that follow you and the money that comes along with it. So we always bless when we got $1. We always bless when we get a new car. But we're not saying I'm blessed to wake up in the morning. I'm blessed to be breathing. So most of you, I don't have any place to put you. I talked to my doctor today. We're going to be on for about an hour. I want to say this. I started gaining fluid in my stomach. For many of you know, I had open heart surgery 3 times in the span of a month. And I died 4 times. I literally stopped breathing 4 times. But I talked to him today and he said, Johnny, you want to be better right now, but it's going to be a year to a year and a half before you feel like yourself. If you can hear me now, I got to take deep breaths, but they had to fold my lungs in on the side where my heart is in order to get to my heart. And then he said, Johnny, do you know what cryo is? I'm like, you mean like cryogenics, like being frozen? He said, yeah. He said, you were put to death and frozen for the entire time that you were in this operation, because a doctor cannot operate on a beating heart. So they stopped your heart and they had to freeze your body in order to operate on you, then bring you back to life. So I have a healthy respect for life, and the nerve of you to tell me that God didn't bless me to be alive because I ain't saved and sanctified according to the way you say it. Just preach your truth. And if your truth is the truth, if your truth gets people out of a bad situation, then that's what God wants. The scripture says when one of Jesus' disciples was condemning another person for teaching in a different way, Jesus said to him, don't condemn that man. If he is not against us, then he is for us. But you all say, no, if it ain't our way, it's no way. We're flawed. Obsolete. I understand that now. So I won't be talking particularly to anyone unless they come to me. And a lot of people come to my home to talk to me. And a lot of people, I just got a text today, and a lot of people inbox me, DM me to talk about certain subjects. So those are the subjects I'm going to touch on today. Now, that's number 1. We talked about the obsolete man. Now, Dale Castro Powell and myself, we are having the 2nd annual Day of Remembrance of murdered victims in Clarendon County. I want to thank Herc Conyers. He was one of the founders. He, myself, Dale Castro, we were on the courthouse grounds on last year. Herc will not be able to be here, but he's supporting us. He may show up, but as you know, he is now the acting president of USC, I think. So it's very busy. I think he donated a big donation to the school. I don't want to say how much, but a very big donation. So they're putting their money where their mouth is. That's a great thing. Again, we'll be on for an hour, and I'm begging you all to learn how to be patient and stay on to a broadcast, especially when it pertains to our city, South Carolina. Dale Castro, Powell, myself, Tanya Thames, and others will be gathering at the J.C. Britton Park on the 25th of this month to bring recognition to murdered victims. It is not a celebration like just wearing shirts and partying like that's how that person lived. They wanted to part. No, it is an educational gathering to put our minds together and see where we're going to go from here. How are we going to reach our young people at before the age of 7 and keep them on a path? Because I just mentioned about the rich. They reward the rich. The middle class look for middle class children who making A's, B's, and they reward them. But I always loved school, and I always wanted to be an A student, but I wasn't A student material. And I was always looked over, and I always felt horrible about myself because I wasn't like that group that was getting all of the attention from the middle class. They got to sit on a certain part of the bleachers. They were somebody. Their parents could come to school and get them out of trouble, even though they were in the same trouble I was in. We were the poor. So I wanted to work with the quote unquote poor. I just told my son, I said, I still live in the ghetto. This ain't no ghetto. It's a ghetto. The reason it is a ghetto is not because of the beautiful homes. The reason it is a ghetto is because of the mind states of the people in the area. Adults who act like children. Adults who don't understand the land value, property value, home value. Adults who don't understand noise pollution, air pollution, trash. Adults. So you can take the person out of the ghetto, but you can't take the ghetto out of the person. They got to do that. And since my wife and I and others in the community start trying to clean up, we are considered, we think we better than everybody else. This is the dilemma. So Dale Castro, myself, and others are trying to, oh my goodness, I knew I would get a call. People started calling, man, yo, man, talk about this, talk about that. So Dale Castro and myself are trying to put together a bigger event. We've invited people from out of Manning this time because death is all around us. And because people are suffering on different levels, different realms, different stages in their life where loss is a horrible thing. So we want to connect those minds, like-minded people, that we can grow together. Don't just come out and say you come into an event with your shirt and your balloons or whatever. It's bigger than that. Because we have to start to work on shifting the whole paradigm of the mindset of our children and the generations after them. We are too far behind. We got a whole generation that have set a path of murder with this trap music. We got to get rid of the trap music. We got to get rid of the drill music. We got to get rid of all of it because it's going to take our children deeper into a hell of a condition. We got to figure out a way to start with. See, Dolores Tucker saw it before I saw it. I was so into rap music back then. See, Dolores Tucker and her organization were trying to keep that music away from the young because it was going to, she understood that it was going to take those young people away from their destiny. So you're talking about scientists, neuroscientists, heart specialists, heart surgeons, engineers, all gave up their career in college to rap, hoping for a big payday. Gave up their careers in school to sell drugs, hoping for a big payday. Now we got a bunch of rappers and drug dealers in our community, but no marketers, no promoters, no, I ain't talking about promoting a party. I'm talking about promoting events of value. And I'm going to show you what I'm talking about in a minute. The young lady, Samantha Josephson, was only 20 years old. She was a senior at the University of South Carolina, and she was majoring, I think she was majoring in something like, man, it was something out of this world. I can't remember, but it was something of great value she was majoring in. She's the one who got into the wrong Uber and was allegedly murdered allegedly by the person who was accused. I can't get into that because I don't know, because I've heard stories from people that knew him that was, she's gone, and she was of great value. Great value. I just hate the fact that she was alone that night. And I encourage people that if you're going out, go with a buddy always and don't separate. I went out with my friend one night and he got upset because I danced with a girl that he wanted to dance with, and he left me at a club. And I walked home that night, and 6 people, white people, right there by Piggly Wiggly and Manning, tried to run me over with their car first. It was a brown Datsun, let you know how old it was. And when they couldn't run me over, they stopped the car, jumped out of the car, and one of them, he slapped me so hard, it's like slap, you know how you say you slap the fire? Come here, nigga. We're going to kill you, nigga. I know all of them. I know all of them who did it to this day. But if you're going to go somewhere, I just hate the fact that she did not go with someone who would agree that we come together, we leave together. But now I admire the energy that her spirit sparked in her mother and her father, that they took her death not as just a loss, a horrible loss, but they built an entire organization. I'm going to put this on the screen. They built an entire organization based on her life, her name, and it's Pound What's My Name, Samantha Josephson. This website, I want to show you the difference between what Dale Castro and I are trying to pull from the mud, from the grassroots people who got the money. Y'all have the money. But your priorities are very confused because you think because you're making 100,000 this week off of dope money or club money, you think that's continuous. That's got a 4-year span at the best. Somebody's going to tell on you. Somebody's going to rat you out, and you're going to have to move out of the way for the next person to come in and do their 4 years. But when you work this thing the right way, you can do it forever and leave it for your children to carry it on. But I want you to look at this website. Look at this now. Let me get this thing on the screen all the way. Let me get my big head out of the way. What's my name? I want you to see. Same thing Dale and I are trying to do from a grassroots level. I got to take this phone off of here real quick because I want y'all to see this too. So let me turn this around. Okay. And I'm sorry about it being moving so much on Instagram, but I want you to see what I'm talking about here. They have a website. And it says, help us prevent another unimaginable tragedy. Can you imagine how many unimaginable tragedies we've had in our communities, not just with black, white, red, or brown, but particularly with black males? And there is no website yet, because I got on the internet last night to build the website, and I said, God, I'm tired. I'm sick. And I'm tired. I can't do it all, but you can't get the least little bit of help from your people. Y'all, something's wrong with us. There's something seriously wrong with black people. I'm talking about black people who get positions of power and cater to whites only. And we have a lot of that in this town because this is a good old boy town. I'm talking about black folks who got a little bit of money. I'm talking about black folks who in gangs. I'm talking about churchgoers. I'm talking about all the people who should be united, that we can build something of value to protect our children from what is here and what is coming, that we don't do anything but run our mouths and criticize the next person for what they're doing. But these people, the Joseph sons, have built this organization into over $1 million organization within a year. They raised over $1 million for Dylan Roof defense. For what is that clown name that killed Trayvon Martin? For him, they raised over $1 million. Almost overnight, they raised almost 6 figures for the girl who had crazy glue in her hair. But we say, stop the killing. And we can barely get you all to purchase a t-shirt without questioning, well, how come it got to cost that much? You don't know nothing about business and organizing. You should keep your mouth shut. If you don't know nothing about religion besides what you read and what Joyce Myers and the rest of them tell you, you should keep your mouth shut. Stick to what you know. Because when you step out of bounds with that, you put yourself in harm's way. You understand me? But look at this website. I want to show, look at this. You're talking about People Magazine. I want to go to the alliances. Let me go to the alliances real quick. I want you to see this. We got about 30 more minutes left. Look at these business people. Look at the alliances. They have signs up they're in Ridgeville, New Jersey, I think. They're in a part of Jersey. Stop, ask, match, inform. All of these from the young ladies are part of the young lady's name. Look at the sponsors. University of Richmond, University of South Carolina, Rowan University, Beltman University, Frisk University, Purchase College University, the Hard Rock Casino, Resort Casino, Tropicana, Meredith. Look, the black police officer standing by the ride share zone sign. We don't have no stop the killing sign. Look at all the different police organizations that are back. This is a good thing now. This is not bad. This is good. They're using their knowledge and their connections to make things happen. Look at all the signs and all of the airplane departure centers. Stop, ask, mass. They changed the entire Uber and Lyft laws to protect people after their child was murdered. Now, we contacted Samantha Josephson's parents. They are having an event in New Jersey on the same day that we are having an event, or else they would have been with us, supporting us, because she died here in Clarendon County. They have not contacted us back yet that we can put her face on the flyer, but we stand with the family, with Samantha. But look, I want you to look at this. How y'all, a t-shirt, I could do my own t-shirt. Yeah, but your t-shirt money go to you. You're not contributing nothing to this organization. All of these t-shirts, different sizes, different colors, they all contribute to the organization. There's a difference. See, you all look for a money scheme. You all look for a money grab. And that's all you care about. Look at this stuff. This is organization. And I'm not bashing you. I'm trying to get you to understand what it takes to be successful when you're trying to do something. Look at the donate button. You can give money. Look at the cart where you can buy items from the store, safety tips, all of these things that we must be doing at this event coming up in September 25th. And I want to show you this right here. A live auction. So you got these big country clubs and stuff, silent auctions. Look at the baseball team. All of these people are ready to help support the cause. But man, we can barely get y'all. Look at the PSAs. I'm telling y'all, we as a people, we are messed up. See that billboard? Dale Castro and I were promised by many people in this town that they would help us to get a Stop the Violence billboard in Manning. It didn't happen. Not because we didn't want it to happen, but because people reneged on their word. And my religion teaches me that when a person reneges on their word, they should be killed. And since we can't kill them, you have to ostracize them. I wish we could get more excited about more than just reality shows and what's happening in Chicago. Look at these people, man. Look, This is Darius Rucker, Jason Alexander, Bob Saget, Joe Gatto, all these people helping this family promote this new idea. They shifted the entire paradigm for their child. I want to show you this, then we're gonna move on. I spoke with the lady today. I saw her up at the auto parts store, and she was taking some t-shirts out of the van, and I didn't want to approach her because she was by herself. I didn't want to scare her because I really did look kind of thuggish at the time. I waited till she came in the store where more people were, and I asked her, and she was just a beautiful, beautiful, spirited lady, very, very, very nice. And the shirt she had was the Monarch Strong shirt. Now this is the same, probably a Wix website, the same as what's my name, a Wix website. But this one is for the Monarch Strong. They are having an event. And I want to say this. Most people don't promote like this, what I'm doing for them. Most people don't do this for us. So it's something personal with you all. You would rather see 1,000 people die than to see one person be successful. So the first annual Monarch Strong Bike Run Walk Challenge, on your mark, get set, go, find your fun in Manning, South Carolina, will be at the J.C. Britton Park. This will be on the 18th. They're going to have a bike ride, a walk, a run. They're going to have a cook-off with one of our classmates, Arthur Smith. And I never heard any of you all promote nothing that I do. But, you try to be a bigger person when you get older. These are the prices. The lady was very, very nice. I mean, and there's a reason they're raising the money. And she told me the reason, but I don't know if there's something I should say, so I won't say it. But it's a very, 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 very great reason for raising the money. And this is the first annual. Unfortunately, my health will not allow me to ride bike. I want to ride for my sister Tiny, who passed away recently from cancer, because almost 20 years ago, she gave me her Schwinn, her bike, and she told me to take care of it. And she didn't even know that I took care of the bike. I still had the bike, and I'm going to post it up. Only thing I did, I upgraded the handlebars and I got the tires changed some years ago because I ride. But I kept her bicycle because that was her pride and joy. So I just want you to see how organizations, they're going to have I think they're going to be promoting the COVID vaccine. For those of you who want to go that route, they have that out there. They have items that you can purchase. Somebody built the web. These are the shirts that I saw her bringing. And look, their shirts are $30 a piece, and their shirts, I'm not trying to be funny, but their shirts are not designed like our shirts. Our shirts are better design, and we only charging 25 to 20. Those are one color designs. Ours have multicolors. That's more money. The size is more money. So I wanted to show you the difference between upper class, what's my name, middle class, Monarch Strong, and us, nothing. We got the most people, we got the most money, but we have the least amount of participation. But you all will, and it's your business what you do with your money. But I am telling you, your children will be affected by this murder era that we are in, by this disrespectful era that we are in. Your children, whether you keep them on a leash or not, will be affected by it. Instagram, I'm flipping the camera back around. Give me a minute. I hope it doesn't cut off or anything. If it does, I just have to cut it back on. I'm back on Instagram, and I'm trying to keep that on Instagram. I know a lot of people won't watch it, but I'm praying to Almighty God that people will begin to watch it, because you don't know what you're missing when you're not listening to what God is giving me. You really don't know what you're missing. You're missing something of great value. And unfortunately, it's going to be 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years before you grasp on to what I'm saying. And you're going to forget about me. I'm the obsolete man. And you're going to think that you did it yourself. And 20 years have passed and no growth. So September 25th, we are gathering at the J.C. Britton Park and hoping and praying that people will come in the right spirit. We don't want no marijuana there. We don't want no alcohol there. Smoke your weed before you get there, or chew some edibles. No foolishness there, because we're trying to build an energy of positivity. I was looking at a video of someone that was murdered in Chicago, and they were saying they're tired of the killing, but they were playing drill music while they were being interviewed. And I was saying to myself, how are you tired of killing when you're listening to somebody talking about killing? See, that's our problem. We don't want it to happen to us, but we want to enjoy the fruits of whatever is happening. We don't want nobody in our family hooked on drugs, but we want to sell them. You can't get upset, hurt, and tore up because a family member, well, I can't tell you you can't. You do whatever you want to do. But if a family member gets hooked on drugs and you sell drugs, charge it to the game. How you look going to God saying, God, please help my child. But you don't want your fiends to stop because that's how you make your money. That's two. Obsolete Man, we talked about. Now I want to get on the subject. Give me 15 minutes on this subject. I've gotten a text from a young lady, very, very beautiful lady. And the first time she texted me, I didn't respond to it. I waited a little while and responded. And then she texted me again. And I asked her, do you really want to know why your husband watches pornography? I said, I will not text this to you in a private message because if he see it or someone else see it, they will take it out of context. But if you don't have to come on while I'm on, but you check back with my website and I will tell you why men watch pornography even though they have a wife. Number one, I want to get on the men first. With the men, don't masturbate so much. Because when you masturbate so much and you're looking at all of these different images, well, when you look at your mate and they're not anywhere close to what you see, on this one, parental discretion is advised. When you're looking at your mate and they're not nothing compared to what you see, you're not turned on by that. So you need more and more filth in your sex in order to be aroused. So in Clarendon County, since years ago, women and men have been swinging in their relationships, more than one person in their relationship, threesomes, foursomes. Some of these women have just gone out of their mind. Some of these upscale women that you see every day walking around like they so sophisticated, the spirit in them is so effed up, I can't even be around them long. But they smile and make you think that they're so pure down to the core. But these women screw every Friday night. They probably got a different dude. And if it ain't a dude, they got a girl. They're filthy. But that's what it takes to keep them turned on. And that's your business. But when you start to call me out or call people out that I know and make them feel bad for what they say or what they do, then perhaps it's time for you to be checked too. I know a lot of things because a lot of people send me a lot of things. I got paperwork on a lot of people in this town. I'm talking paperwork. They bring it to me. Real talk, and I've had it for years. So I know your children been in jail and you got them out in the late hours of the night. I know I know your husband beat up some dude because you was in the house assed up with him. I know. But nobody else got to know that. So let's get into this thing. This lady is beautiful. I told her, I said, you're a beautiful lady. I said, but you're not attractive. You're not sexually attractive. I said, I can look at you and tell that you're not an attractive woman. Got the behind, got the breasts, but I know sex with you is mechanical. You don't know how to please a man in accordance to the times. So you're trying to degrade the man for trying to get pleasure from a video. I said, you should be grateful that he's masturbating and not out looking for a woman. Now you trying to put his business on Front Street to embarrass him, but I am sure he can embarrass you horribly. There was a video on the internet where a black guy came home from work and he got fed up. He packed his bags and he left the house. The lady was following him. He went to the gas station. You might see it on Facebook. And he said, I'm through with you. He said, your sex ain't no good. You don't screw good. And he ain't say screw. He said the F word. You don't do nothing. You just sit up here and think you look pretty. You're not sexy. You're not attractive. And she got all this weave on and big old titties and big ass. and got his son in the car with him. He said, my son don't even like you. And she said, well, you don't like me? He said, well, not really. She said, well, who you want to go with? He said, I want to go with my dad. So she let him out of the car. But she's riding behind him saying, please come back. He said, leave me alone. I don't want nothing to do with you. Your sex ain't good. I'm wasting my time. So this woman who thought she was capturing this man with her vagina and her posterior and her breasts, we get turned off by that very quickly. The only way the strippers in the club get away with that is because we build a fantasy behind them. I think Nico posted up one time that a stripper told him that most of these guys don't understand that strippers sell a fantasy. That's what they sell. Because to know them in real life, you get home with this big booty girl and you trying to have sex and she talking about, ow, my leg hurt on that side. Ow, ow, ow. Don't hold me like, oh, ow, ooh, that hurt. Ooh, ow. What's sexy about that? Your Nicki Minaj's and your what's the other one? Meg Thee Stallion, Beyonce, Tony Braxton, what's the other chick name? Can't remember her name, but man, these women can't stay married to nobody. They're pretty, but they're not sexually attractive. The only reason they're sexually attractive is because you build a fantasy around them. I can tell a woman is sexually attractive by the way she walks. So you come home from work, stay in your work clothes all day, you wash up, your hair just fly back, you put on some old piece of something and you go lay down and, man, look, you don't try to entice this man at all. You think it's a pleasure for him to be with me. Not really. Then you say Friday night I give you some sex, but he want to bend you over the table. He want to get you, but before you go and get in the car, he want to snatch your dress up and get a little bit. Then he wants you to be his prostitute. He wants you to put your mouth on his penis and please him. I don't do that. I ain't no hoe. I don't do. Okay, so and I told this to my mother-in-law. If he goes out and does that, you shouldn't have a problem with it. If he asks you to do it as his wife and you refuse to do it, then you shouldn't have a problem with it. What's your problem with him watching pornography when what he's looking on the porn, man and woman, you won't do? The one thing a man wants with a woman is comfort and relief. He don't want to think about nothing. Believe it or not, this is the reason that a lot of men who are straight are going down low in the closet, because they can screw another man in his butt and ejaculate and go home. They ain't got to worry about pregnancy or nothing, just disease. And they figure a rubber will handle that. But it's just pleasure without the problems. The reason your husband got a woman on the side is pleasure without the problems. And when that chick becomes a problem, he'll get another chick and leave that one alone. So if you're putting so much demand on a man, you better check yourself as well. It don't take no big butt. It don't take no big breasts. It don't take no fat shape or none of that stuff that they show you, that stereotypical stuff. It just takes the proper attention and sexual knowledge. There is a thing called sexual magic where you can use sex to heal a lot of depression. A lot of illnesses can be healed through the connection of the plug and the socket. Nowhere in the Bible do you see where one person had one wife. They had more than one. They had concubines. Why? Because today I'm feeling depressed about this, and I need to go somewhere where I can get some relief. I ain't going back home to this woman. You need to cut the grass and feed the hogs and do the bedman. You don't do nothing. I need you to do this. I don't need you to do that. You don't do nothing. You don't do. Okay, well, I'm out then. I'm going over to this lady that says, hey, King, how you doing, baby? What you need from me? I'll be right back. You stay right there. And here she come with her attractive self. Smelling right, looking right, doing the right things. Now you got to go home to this pretty hag. Hey, baby. No, I'm going to sleep on the chair tonight. Your energy is bad. So you ask me, why do men look at porn? There was a study done with monkeys, with apes, because apes are so close to being human. They injected the female apes with birth control chemicals. And after a week, the male apes wouldn't go next to the females because their smell had changed. The birth control chemicals rearranged the DNA in the female, and they didn't smell the same. I'm getting somewhere. You all spray on all these different colognes and perfumes and powders that go into your body and into your hormones, and a man is not attracted to that. All you got to do is shower. No deodorant, just shower. Clean your private, clean under your arms, under your breasts, because you know it gets stink under there. Round your nose, it gets stink here, musty because you sweat. Behind your ears, corner of your mouth. And don't put on no perfumes or nothing. Just let your natural scent permeate the home. A man will dive between your legs and eat you like he eating a steak. Because it's not until after you sweat out all of that perfume and cologne that your natural smell comes out, and the man goes down on you. He wanna eat you. He act like a little child, wanna eat. Yes, because the chemicals in your vagina are like a heaven to a man when his chemicals match that, and your energy is the same. Nobody teaching you this. Nobody telling you this. The words that come out of your mouth can entice a man or break him. The words that come out of your mouth, the attitude, your eye rolling, your arrogance, whether he rich or poor. Only reason most men want to deal with you is because they fantasize about you. But if you look very closely, especially in Clarendon County, most of these women got babies from 20 different men, but they single now. Because nobody can deal with you, your attitude, your irresponsibility, and your mouth. And your inability to connect. See, you think sex is just pumping to make a man ejaculate. So you up there, 5 minutes, you think you did something. But there was no connection. Now he goes out in the street with this woman behind the shed, and she smoothed that thing out so good, man, he ready to leave home. Put your mom on the phone. I ain't coming home. This stuff you should be taught at an early age, how to comfort a man. So they injected the ape with the chemicals. I'm coming to a point. I did a commentary entitled Scent of a Woman. And I also did another one, Black Love. You can catch both of these commentaries on my YouTube site, The 19 Report. Black Love, Scent of a Woman. Over 20 different chemicals per day a woman puts on her body. Body sprays, underarm deodorant, lipstick, eyeliner, eye gloss, something in your hair. All of these chemicals mixing with the natural smell of the woman. Designed for you to attract a dude that say, hey, bitch, your fine ass. Let me get some of that. And you give them some, have a baby, and then talk about all men are no good. That's what you attracted. That's what you attracted. So the chemicals we put in our body and on our skin, let that rest when you come home. Let your natural, back in the day, when a man was interested in a woman, he would take his handkerchief out of his pocket. True story. Rub his handkerchief under his arm and drop it. And the woman would pick it up. And if the smell matched hers, it was on. Now you're relying on the size of your penis. Got to be this long. I'm going to take it off the screen. Got to be that long for a woman to scream and yell for you, and you done knock all her insides sideways. By the time she turned 35, she walking with a limp with a big booty, knees hurt, back hurt. You don't want her no more? Shit. So to the ladies, who want to know what it is that makes a man go to pornography, he gets all the excitement he needs without the stress. I'm not saying it's right. It's necessary. Because many of us have lost our ability to please each other. Now, woman, you get on and talk about what a man's supposed to do. You talk about what you want a man to do. I'm talking about what I know a woman's supposed to do for a man. That's what I'm talking about. You better go behind that man and search through the history and see what kind of porn he been looking at. Oh, he like leather? I'm gonna get some leather. I'm gonna shock him tonight. Oh, that's what I'm gonna do that then. Oh, I don't know if I can get it in there, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna keep my man. But no, you go and tell the pastor. Next thing you know, you got your ass in there for the pastor. That's what I know. I know a pastor in something that destroyed a relationship and drove a woman literally insane. He used to pull up to the woman's house. This is a true story. He told the woman and the man that God told me that I'm supposed to sleep with your wife, and that man let his wife go with the pastor in Sumter County. I get a lot of paperwork. I get a lot of phone calls. I know a bunch of male pastors who be walking around in the house with aprons on and no clothes, cooking breakfast in the morning. I ain't going to tell, because I don't want to end up like the dude off of The Wire, dead in a hotel by himself, supposedly with a bad batch of fentanyl. You know, they did that to Pimp C too. Because Pimp C used to be in on, man, look, man, you got to be careful, brother. I've known this stuff for 20 years or more. I ain't telling. But I'm using the scenarios. You understand what I'm saying? I ain't telling. I don't tell. It happened with Cat Williams. He started calling names. They ran that dude in the mud. Happened to Bernie Mac. He saw some things he didn't like. Next thing you know, he dead. So you got to be careful, because I'm a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody. Now, I hope that answered your question. If you can't conversate with the person that you are with, that's problem number one. Because I remember when I met my wife and I told her I want this, 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 and this. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that. I said, we'll see. Why? Because if I ask you to do it, I'm going to do it to you first. And then if you get pleasure from it, then you owe me. You owe me. Be fair. Equitable. Talk. Conversation is key. Everybody can't be a porn star. Everybody can't get their leg over their head like that. But we can work something out. Turn this way, baby. Nope. Well, let me try. Wait a minute. Let me get up on the chair and then turn over then. That's it. I like that. You good? Yeah, I'm good. You like it? I like it. Let's try it. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, yeah, we got our style. But you holier than now, folks, 95% of your husbands either looking at another man or another woman. Period. You in the house now, where the man want to see your booty shake and your breast move. You in the house with a bra and a girdle. In the house all day. But I cook though, I clean though. They ain't got nothing to do with sex. Nothing. Man, you supposed to bend over and all of a sudden the crack of your ass show with the thong on. Your man is looking. He over there, the game on, he don't know what to do. Football. You understand what I'm saying? If you can get your man away from football, you doing the right thing. We getting ready to close. Boozy, Lil Boozy, always into some controversial stuff. Mike Tyson got on him about the gay topic. I didn't appreciate that with Mike. I would have backed Boozy on that one, even if Mike was going to knock me out cold. Boozy has a right to his opinion. Boozy has a right to say what he would allow his children to do and not do. I'm with Boozy on that. I don't like this Lil Nas era. And I want to make this very clear. There's a difference between the LGBTQ gangsters and the gay and lesbian community and transsexual community. There's a difference. There's a group of people who are going to force you to do it their way, and there's a group of people who just want to live their life. I know a group of people who just want to live their life. I'm friends with them. They're friends with me. Gay, lesbian. I don't know any transgender people. I see the guy walking around town, but I don't know him. But I know gays and I know lesbians. And we don't have no problem with it. We don't bring up the topic of gay and lesbianism. We never talk about it. Only thing I would talk about with them is the fact that I don't want nobody hurting you because of your sexual preference. I don't want nobody misjudging you because of your sexual preference. We go through that. But I don't want you putting gay and lesbianism on the same level as black struggle, because some of the gays started wearing shirts talking about gay is the new black. F out of here. Gay ain't no new black. Gay is a choice. Black is a destiny. So if there is a gay march to stop violence against gays, I'm not gay, but I'm going to be marching with my gay brothers and sisters because I don't want them hurt. My son they're boys. I don't want them to be girls. And my girl, I don't want her to be a boy, but I don't want to see nobody hurt because of they leave people alone. But this LBGTQ who Boozie's talking about, who's forcing this lifestyle. You go to look at a movie and it's a good movie. Next thing you know, somebody kissing. That's what they did with the guy off The Wire. I'm sorry I can't remember his name, with the scar that just passed away in the hotel allegedly from fentanyl, bad heroin. He was doing a lot of gay roles. He was doing a lot of homosexual. He even dressed like a woman on one of the movies. He pushed the gay agenda to the limit, and I firmly believe he decided that's enough of that. I want to do something else. And they said, nah, you owe us this or your life. And you know we can make you die very pretty. We make you die like Whitney, you know, all by yourself, like Sam Cooke. We'll tarnish your whole reputation. We'll do you in. You don't understand the power of the LGBTQ gangster mafia. They're different, man. They're pushing an agenda that is harmful to our future. Now, if a child grows up and say that they think they're gay, then hey, what I'm gonna do? But if you think you gay based on looking at what's going on TV, Little Nas X talking about he pregnant, you don't have the DNA to produce no child inside your stomach, Negro. But any child that sees that is going to think that's a reality. You got a video out where the dudes in prison shaking their behind like girls. Yeah, they're gays in prison. Yeah, they're lady boys in prison. And if that's something you are trying to protect them from being harmed, that's one thing, but you promoting it just as bad to me as promoting drugs or drill music that's murdering our children. I got to denounce all of it. So I stand with Boozy on that. Some things I can't, but that. Nas X says he pregnant by Diddy and got a present from Barack Obama. That was a code. Because President Barack Obama is considered the gay president, the very first one that lit up the White House with the rainbow colors, which the rainbow used to just be a rainbow. You know, God created that from the crystals of water droplets in the sunlight. That's a rainbow, but now they done kidnapped the damn rainbow. They own it. What kind of gangster you got to be to take God's creation and say, we own this now? We own purple, yellow, red, orange, blue, green. We own it. And if you got it on, you better be with us. These son of a guns is stronger than any blood, Crip, P-Stone, GD, GDK. They stronger than all of them. They stole the colors and say, if you wear them, nigga, you better be representing gay. And all you niggas scared of me. Why? Because in most of the groups, they down low. You saw the Boondocks where the two gangsters were shooting at each other, but they really was lovers. So if that's your lifestyle, that's your lifestyle. But somebody got to stand up against that and say, I got to be able to say what I want to say in a respectable way without being ostracized. And what do they call it? Cancel culture. You can't put me in the category of no homophobic because I got homosexual friends, as crazy as that sounds. They respect me. I respect them. You could never put me there. Never. I got homosexuals so close in my family unit, it's ridiculous. You can never put that on me unless you just put out a smear campaign and lie like nobody lied before. And I pray Allah just destroy your whole being for doing that. So I'm with him. I'm with Boozy on that. You gay, you gay. Hey, it's all right. Most of you women can't get a man anyway. You're not attractive. And most of you men can't get a woman anyway. You're not attractive. You're just not. So you end up with the same sex. But a woman ain't gonna never comfort a woman like a man comfort a woman, and a man ain't gonna never comfort a man like a woman comfort a man, period. You don't have the same DNA. Although they are trying to alter the DNA. They're changing the DNA. Within 5 years, all you're gonna see is animals on the street, pure animal if we don't fight this system. And I want to end with this. In small towns is where your vote counts. We got to create a voter block. So if we vote a black person in and sit back and think because they're black, they're for us. There's so much crooked stuff that goes on in small towns that these black officials will turn a blind eye to because of the money. And then we'll point at a person trying to do the right thing and make you believe that person is bad. Now, I'm being very respectable with what I'm saying right now. Very respectable. But we got to be able to get these people out of office at the snap of a finger. Vote them out. The county council, the city council, these people haven't changed since I was a little boy. They die in those positions. But what have they done for the community? What have they done for the people in the grassroots? We got to start holding them accountable. Our vote is power in towns. Never mind the presidency so much, but I'm showing you what they did with the What's My Name campaign. They changed the laws. We can change the laws. There are too many murderers on our streets getting out on bail. That's no good. I got children. I come home to my house because I toot my horn at you and you gonna come Draco my whole house up to prove you a real nigga? And if you think the Klan is finished, you out of your mind. That was the problem with our last event on the courthouse. We're having an event, minding our business, and they're texting back and forth. They need to come down there and start busting heads. I responded to that as a man is supposed to who's protecting his family. And I was ostracized. I was the bad guy. Labeled the bad guy by people who are supposed to protect my rights as much as the next person. I ain't got no place to put you. I don't care what your title is. I'm not impressed with it. I don't care how many degrees or how much money you got. I'm not impressed with it. I'm only impressed with God. That's it. The man who sat with me on a table for over 12 hours as I was in ice, heart stopped dead. 3 times. You weren't there. None of you. Your cars weren't there. Your lake houses weren't there. Your arrogance wasn't there. Just God. That's all. And we got to figure out how to turn to a God that is not regulated by man. And Christianity is regulated by man. If man say you saved, according to them, you saved. If man say you going to hell, they make you think in your mind that nothing you do is of value. And they destroy more lives than they build. But the only lives they want to build are those who go by their rules and their laws. I'm not angry. My chest is starting to hurt. Maybe I am angry. I'm respectable, though. We need y'all to come out on September the 25th. But y'all got to come out real men and real women, man. Don't come out on that phony BS. We losing children out here. We need an organization that watches out for the community. That watches out. Oh, there's a lady in the laundromat by herself. It's 9:30. How you doing, ma'am? We just gonna sit out here and wait till you finish with your clothes so you get home safe. No problem. When I was in New York, the Guardian Angels, I was impressed with them. I used to watch them. They wasn't getting paid. Now one of them is an alderman or something, but they had to work for that though. They just went through on the trains to stop crime. We got to build our community. We can't let nothing slide, man. Because if a cancer cell gets in your body, it can accumulate and kill you within a year. I know it. I've seen it 3 times over in my own family. So if you let cancer in your community, these old niggas who around here trying to prove they still down and disrespectful and encouraging these new niggas to do stupid stuff, they gotta move on, man. We gotta get tough. See, courage is when you are afraid, but you do what you gotta do anyway. Most of these niggas ain't got no courage now. They just crazy. They just murderers. They get high and they ain't got nothing to do with courage. Courage, I don't drink, I don't smoke. Whatever I do, if I pull a trigger, you best believe I did it for a reason. If I fought, it's for a reason. I've been defending myself. But that's how we got to be. I sincerely thank y'all for tuning in. I want to pray for everybody who are going through the situation with COVID, the new variant. It's horrible. We wanted to put that in with the Day of Remembrance for those who have suffered from COVID and those who are dying from respiratory illness. This is serious business. I know a lot of people that has it. I got family members that are going through it right now, and I have to be very cautious myself with my health issues. Every day when I can't breathe, I get scared. Some people take it lightly because they are physically fit or it doesn't affect them much. Yeah, I had COVID yesterday. But some people are dying from it though. And see, that shows your empathetic nature where you stand at. So I thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in on Instagram. I hope some people will see the video. I know y'all can't stay on long. I'm praying for us. I'm praying for our ability to stay attentive to things that matter. Y'all stay up in Chicago. Y'all stay up in Detroit and Atlanta watching videos, but we right here in Manning. You got what you need right here in Manning. God has given many of us knowledge right here to balance the playing field. We ain't talking about hurting nobody, but we got to hold people accountable for the things that they say they were voted in for and the things that they are actually doing. You're not going to just call people bad because you think they're bad because they don't go along with what you say and get away with that. That's why I like what's going on with the Ahmaud Arbery case and that state's attorney or whatever who hid the evidence. Put her ass in jail. And if there's a mayor or a senator or alderman or a councilman that's in this town that's doing wrong by the people, oust them. I don't care if the person voted in is gay, straight, lesbian, transgender, as long as they are fair. The Chinese don't need you. They come here and make their own. They don't even vote. The Hindus don't even, you don't see no Hindus in the line voting for no president or no darn councilman or mayor. They don't need you because they're united and their money moves. Because they can screw up in their business, and you know I'm telling the truth. They can mess up a business. They can break the lottery laws. All they got to do is leave for a week, change the building, come back, the same people running the business still. And you know it because you're over the county, but you let that slide. But one of our sons get caught with a little bit of marijuana or cocaine or crack, you want to throw him under the jailhouse. How the hell are we going to win when the field is not fair? It's never been fair for black people. Don't ever let another black person be voted into office and take advantage of your ignorance. Somebody got to have sense enough to know what's going on. You cats think you're going to fight the system with your little 6 figures. You pulling out your knot of money, man. That ain't no money. You buy a car for $30,000 and the other 30 will be trying to keep the darn car running. You still live in the apartments. You live at your mama house. You rent in the neighborhood, but you claiming that it's yours. It's not yours. I know it hurts. I love y'all though. I love y'all because I come from that. I'm from homelessness. I was homeless. I'm from abuse. I was abused. Sexual assault. I was that. I'm from all of that. I sold marijuana. I did all that. I pulled the trigger before. I did that. I've been in the side of a jail cell, not prison, but a jail cell. I didn't do no prison time. Thank y'all for tuning in. Jamil Salib's Amir, Manning, South Carolina. Hey, tune in, share this, and we hope I'm going to be posting up different faces of, unfortunately, people that we've lost. And I thank Almighty God for allowing me to get through this, because I didn't feel like it today, but the energy came and we got through it. So I'm grateful. Shout out to Dale Castro Powell and all of those who are trying to make real things happen for us here in Clarendon County. We got to be fair now. The day of giving somebody a hand above the other is over. And when you see people who you know are not in the community for no other reason but to take money from you, don't shop with them. Don't buy from them, because money talks. Money talks. That's it. Stop being afraid of people who ride by you in a Rolls Royce. It's just a car. You get out, you show me respect, and I show it to you. You don't say nothing to me, I won't say nothing to you. But don't think I'm supposed to bow to you because you got a little bit more than I got. I'm not impressed. Peace and blessings.